not just the military. I remember going to college, and it was very easy. Freshman year was easy. Sophomore year was easy. I was on scholarship, I mean, that was easy. I mean, I had to work out a lot, I mean, I had to, because I was an athlete, so there was limited time. But it was easy, it was fun. It wasn't any more difficult than high school to me. And then junior year came, the scholarships ended. I had to begin to work my way through college. Okay. Totally different situation now. Now I got to decide where this money's going to come from for school. And now I'm working and going to school. I'm not an athlete anymore. I'm working and going to school. So I'm getting up in the morning, going to class, leaving class, going to work, coming home, having to do homework, and then getting a few hours of sleep and having to do it again the next day. That was a cost that I mentally wasn't ready to pay, because I had one view of college and this was a totally different view of college. I didn't have time to socialize. I didn't have time. I was trying to date. Oh, that was not going well because I didn't have time. I remember being in the library. I'm supposed to be doing some research and I'm pulling a book off the shelf, and I literally fell asleep standing up with my head on the books. I was that tired. I literally fell asleep standing up.
Wow.
I didn't even know it was possible to fall asleep standing up.
I mean, well,
you
get tired enough, you will sleep wherever you are.
So I was like, wow, okay, this is a whole new level of tired. And people who think, oh, you're in your 20s, you can do all of that. Maybe so, but at that particular moment when I fell asleep, I couldn't do it,
Just because you can do it don't mean it's to be done.
That's true. That's very true. So, I remember getting to my senior year, and I was working at that time. I was working 3 jobs because my goal was to not have any debt when I graduated. I really, 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 really did not want to have any debt when I graduated. And I graduated with like $2,000 worth of debt, which was really nothing compared to what people are graduating with now. But I remember it was like 6 months away from graduation, and I'm just looking at the finish line, and I just don't even see any way I could get there. I'm like, okay, let me just put a calendar up. Let me mark off the days, because it was one of the hardest things that I had ever had to do. But I didn't know any way not to do it because I wanted my degree, and I didn't want. I was determined not to take out any more loans. I was determined I was not going to take out any more loans. So with not having the loans, I felt like that was the only way that I could pay for it, was to have these jobs that I had. It was hard.
Yeah.
But and I remember I kept telling myself it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. I'm going to be so proud of myself. I'm going to be so proud of myself, and my parents are going to be proud, and I'm going to have a career. And I just was constantly psyching myself up because I wanted to quit every single day. I wanted to drop out. I was so exhausted. It was just so hard.
I believe that's some sort of natural human thing with us as far as people, because no matter where you are, the closer you get to the finish line, the further away it is. Because it just seems like it just takes so long. Like, the closer you get, you're right there, and it's like, but you got to do one more thing, and I don't feel like it. I ain't got it.
Well, another thing that made it hard, and there are people out there who may relate to this, is that I transferred. I went to a HBCU my first year and a half of school, which I would not trade for anything. It was one of the best experiences of my life. I feel so privileged that I went to HBCU. But when I transferred, lo and behold, a whole bunch of my credits didn't transfer with me. So I ended up getting credit for some things and not other things, which was extremely frustrating. Because when I was going through that last 6 months of school, I was thinking, there are people that I went to school and they already graduated, and I'm still sitting here and I'm working 3 jobs and I should have been graduated. Now, you have that frustration, but there's nothing you could do about it. I can't change the fact that they didn't accept my credits. I have to deal with it, and I didn't even realize that was going to be a possibility when I transferred. I thought everything was going to transfer. It did not. I got credit for some things as electives. They didn't count to my degree at all, So it was a mess, but
blinders.
Blinders.
That's what you needed. You needed some. Those are the things they put on horses when they can see nobody else left or right. They just got to go that way.